Hey, Ecamm fam and guest. I am Bradley Teaches, aka Alana's Pawpaw, and we are here for day 4 of the Keynote Graphics Animation Challenge thingy. So hopefully you guys have had a good time the last 3 days. Today is day 4, kind of the wind down and kind of a launch to push you guys out there to keep on creating. So we've been having a great time. I'm looking at the comments and now I'm going to answer some of these questions before we go forward. And I definitely will be jumping back and forth into Keynote and Ecamm today to show different things because I want today to be kind of a Q&A day also here live. So it can be kind of archived here on YouTube and people can see questions that they may have had that you might ask that have been answered, right? So there's going to be a little bit of Q&A, a little bit of work, a little bit of hopping back and forth through the other 3 days worth of stuff that you guys may have questions about, and definitely how to put it all together in Ecamm. We're going to jump into demo mode so you can see my screen and see all my windows and stuff like that. So that's going to be part of the day's broadcast also. Welcome again. Those that have been on Fulgens and Anna's broadcast of Building Blocks, I was able to look at a little bit of that today. Great show. You guys need to check that out, definitely. Great tips in there. I had to leave a little early because I had to make sure my mind was right and have everything prepared for the day. So I'm sure it was an awesome show as always. And I'm going to go through the questions you guys have here and answer those along the way as we do everything. So since there's already questions and already comments, and I want to make the best of today, I'm going to not obey the tardy bell as much today because we already got over 40 people watching. So let's jump into some questions, get through these comments, and just kind of get to work, y'all, because this is the last day. I know we stayed extra yesterday. Yes, I'm prepared to stay a little bit extra today. Definitely jump into the Discord group, jump into the Ecamm Facebook group, show what you've been doing, ask about other things. I will be available for that. All right. So now let me kind of back through some of these comments and see what we have here. Okay. How do you stop an animation from looping? What's the difference in exporting a GIF versus a movie? And I have a Mac. Yes, that last part I think was a given. Because, yeah, we're all kind of on Macs with Keynote. But anyway, so the difference between a movie and a GIF. A movie is a higher resolution export than a GIF. A GIF is more for images, which, yes, that's what we're doing. A movie has a higher resolution, more pixel usage, things of that nature. Even when you're doing the transitions will be smoother because a movie will use more colors than a GIF will. How do you stop it from looping? I will show you that. When you add, GIFs automatically loop no matter what. That's just the nature of what they are. But when you export the movie from Keynote, bring it into Ecamm, you're going to get a little extra control window for any overlay that you add. And you can tell the overlay what to do. You can say loop. You can say do nothing. You can say disappear. You can even say after this transition, not after transition, after this overlay plays, if it's a movie, go to the next scene. So those are options once you load the overlay, the movie overlay, into Ecamm, and I will show you that. All right. Yes, you have all the overlays that you are supposed to have. They were just a little bit mislabeled. And that was part of we got our wires crossed between me and Ecamm for that. Day 1 was a PDF about making your toolbox. Day 2 should have been a zip file with the graphics goodies in it. Day 3 was the PDF file of all the animation descriptions. And day 4, if you would have got it today instead of the other day, would have been a checklist. So it should have been 3 PDFs and a zip file of Keynote graphics. So you do have everything. They were just a little bit mislabeled on what day you should have gotten them. So hopefully that explains everything. Toolbar, day 1 PDF. Goodie graphics, day 2, which would have been a zip file, mislabeled though. Day 3 would have been all the animation definitions. And day 4, if you got that one on the right day, would have been a checklist. So you do have everything. They were just a little bit mislabeled on when they should have been emailed. So you are good to go. All right. Good morning. Yes, I can cover the play and window option, which is a very powerful option that is available in Keynote. It's really cool. I use it for other things too. It can be used for presentations, but there are some other cool ways to use it. Maybe I'll talk about that today. It depends on how you guys act today. If you guys are good participants, maybe I'll talk about something else I do with that. All right. Hey Ramona, good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I'm sad today is the last day. Gone from officially doing this, but not gone forever. It'll be good. Let's see. Appreciate those kind words, man. Let's see. Always ask questions and practice in the community. Yes. Do that. Hello, everyone. Okay, now, although I do love the accolades, I am going to skip through most of these other comments. If you have a question, please start it with the capital Q colon. No, there was not a new handout for today. I just kind of went through the explanation of that. You have all the handouts. They were just mislabeled as far as what day they should have come out, but you have everything. Question should look like this. All right, David, you did the Q colon, but you don't have a question. All right. Helps us find the questions. Just making sure. No more questions. All right, question. All right, nope, that's this. Okay, this might be a dumb question. Let's see. But can you show how to take the templates from your site and use them on Ecamm? Take the templates from my site. You mean the shop? I might talk about that a little bit later. This will probably be ready later today or Monday. I'm working on it today as soon as this is over because I'm moving my store. It won't be on the store that it's on right now. I'm moving it. That's part of the reason that it hadn't launched yet. But it should be ready for no later than Monday. And you'll get an email from Ecamm like, I don't know what the subject line is going to be. More from Bradley or something like that. All right. Anyway, let's get into... So I don't see any questions about doing anything. Let's do the show in window thing first from Keynote to Ecamm. And then I'm going to get into Ecamm and show you how to do all the other elements. All right, so let me open up Keynote. Let's go to Keynote. So here we are in Keynote Live. Now, the part about showing play slideshow in window, that is a new feature of the newer version of Keynote. It's been out for quite a while, easily 6 to 8 months, if not longer. So if you've updated your Keynote, you definitely have this feature, and it's going to be under play. Oh, let me turn on my mouse. Let me turn on my Pro mouse. There we go. So you can see that. And let me zoom. It's going to be play. You can play it there. And it's going to be up here on play in your navigation bar. So let me click play. And you have the option to in window, as you see right here. Now, what's cool about that is that if you guys, using Keynote for its traditional way, once you say play slideshow, it takes over all your screens, which pretty much eliminates the capabilities of Ecamm. But when you play it in a window, it basically is going to keep everything in this window over here and not interfere with Ecamm. So what I'm going to do, great segue. I'm going to open up my game show template that I made. Let me scroll all the way down to maybe this one. All right. So this is a game show that I made, right? Kind of Jeopardy, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire style presentation. And what's cool about this is that you can play the presentation live and show the answers live. So let me give you an example of that. So let me go back here. I'm just going to scroll through some of the stuff. I'm going to play. So that plays this in a window. So what I want to do now is I can either in Ecamm, I'm back in Ecamm now, I can grow this window using the expansion area, or over here in Keynote, I can just make the window big enough to fill my Ecamm screen. So let me go here. Now this is a live slideshow in Ecamm now. Pretty cool, huh? So this is a live slideshow in Ecamm. I can now take my camera or a couple of cameras of me and other contestants, and I can run my slideshow live. Now, I don't have any of the stuff set up now, but here's one of the questions I did, right? Shows all the questions. Now, this is running live. Now, as you see here, my mouse is still showing. You can turn off the mouse showing in Ecamm, but typically what I do, because I use a camera overlay with it, I just put the mouse behind my picture. Then you can't see it, right? So now I can scroll through and show different answers and stuff like that, right? So that's how the play slideshow in window works. You basically play a live slideshow in a window for presentation purposes or whatever, and you don't have to save it as a movie. What's great about that is that you can manually go through the slides and they can be timed how you want them to be. So you don't have to really worry about, oh, I need to make sure each slide is 5 seconds long because they're automated and that kind of stuff. The other thing is because you can also export Keynote files as PDF documents, right? So you can export a PDF document in this format of a video and you can scroll through that, but you get no animations. So playing it a live slideshow in a window makes all the animations available and all those other features. So that's what's cool about playing slideshow in window. Hopefully that answered your question. All right, so there we go. And can you show us how to use the Keynote graphics you gave us in Ecamm? Yes, those are the ones I'm going to kind of march through today. I'm going to show you how to export them, and I'm going to show you how to use them in Ecamm. So now let's go back to my folder over here. Once I find my mouse, there we go. Hopefully that helped. It could, because it really could, because if you're doing a live slideshow, you can play through it, right? And show the answers. Now, the rolling up of points and stuff like that is not automatic. That's all a manual thing. You have to type in the points that people get. So it's not as interactive as a Kahoot would be, because it's Keynote, right? It's a presentation. It's not a gaming system or apparatus, right? So it's not built for that, but you can do some manual things and some animations, even to the idea of, okay, you can, I'll just show you, well, I'm not going to go back and show you all my templates and stuff, but you can manually type in a score like in a Jeopardy kind of format, right? You can ask the question and show the right answer. And then if one of the people had that right answer, give them points. But you have to give them points manually. So that's okay if you're okay with that. Yeah. So all the slides are, it's basically a screen share overlay. So whatever's on that screen is in that scene. It's not that there's something that all those slides mean something. Ecamm doesn't care. it's a screen share. We're just showing what's on the screen through Keynote. All right, so let me open up the goodie bag here, and we're going to go through and export those files, bring them into Ecamm, and I'm going to show you how they work. So BT kit. Where did I put the kit? I had it. There we go. BT graphics kit. There we go. All right. So here's the graphics kit that I gave you guys on would have been day 2. And we made these graphics. We edited the graphics. Now, none of these have animations in them because I took all the animations out. So I'm only going to animate one of them just for the purposes of doing it. And then I'm going to show you the different ways to export it, show you how to bring them into Ecamm, that kind of thing. So let's export slide number 5 as a PNG file and an animation. So first, I'm just going to animate one part of it just for the sake of doing it. Let's go to animate. We're going to go to build in, and we'll just cube it in. That's fine. So now we're going to export this. We're going to export slide number 5 and bring it into Ecamm. So file, export to, and we're going to go movie. Now, typically how I do mine, everything is going to be self-playing because I want it to auto-play on the scene when I bring it into Ecamm. And I'm going to be on slide number 5. So I'm going to do 5 to 5. I never have a delay at the beginning of my animation, and I never put a delay at the end of the animation. Because even though this says 5 seconds and 2 seconds, that's relative time. Depends on processing speed and all of that. So you can hit show this overlay in Ecamm, and if you have these times in there, it's going to be a delay before you see it. So I never use that. The resolution is custom, which gives me the option to now pick Apple ProRes 4444, which is a video format with transparent backgrounds. So I'm going to hit save. And I'm going to save this in my day 4. And I'm going to call this follow for follow me. All right, export. Now I'm going to save the same file as a JPEG so you guys can see it these 2 different ways. So now file, export to, images. And I'm going to pick this time PNG, export as transparent backgrounds, and hit save. Uh-oh, I put all. Cancel that. File, export to, images. Attention to detail, y'all. From slide 5 to 5, because I only want that one slide. PNG, export transparent backgrounds. Save. Okay, I'm going to save this one also, and I'm going to call it follow me. Day 4. Good. All right, so now let's go over here to my Ecamm window, and I'm going to go into live demo mode. So let me go back to me, and let's go to options, live demo mode. Turn on live demo mode. Okay, everybody, let me know if you guys can see my whole screen now with me on the screen and all my windows. Let me know that you guys can see that clearly. I know there's a little bit of a delay. I'm gonna wait for a couple of seconds. Let me know if you can see everything. Okay, yepper. All right, John. Thank you for being responsive, John. There's a ton of, well, I'm gonna say a ton. There's a lot of people in the room. Okay, there we go, there we go. All right, people are responding. Okay, so here we are in live demo mode. All the things you see here is Ecamm stuff. The rest of this stuff is what's on my desktop. And no, it's never this clean. I just did that today. As you see this folder that says clean up, has a ton of stuff in it. Okay, so I'm gonna go over here to my 4-day challenge folder. And as you can see here, I'm gonna open up day 4. And let me reduce the size of this, make a little window of it. Okay, there we go. Move this stuff over some. So here's my day 4 folder, the stuff I just saved. Now here's 2 things about when you export files from Keynote. When you export a graphics file, it's going to put them in a folder. So here's that follow me graphic in PNG format. Here's the saving setup for Keynote. It's going to name it what you named it, but then it's going to name the file 001, 002, 003, 004, depending on how many slides you saved. Also right here, here's a follow.mov, which is the overlay. Now, as you see here, I only have 3 scenes for this. I try to keep it simple, but I have the opening scene, which you all saw, me teaching, and screen share. Now, here are all the overlays that I've used. This is the only photos I've made for this whole week doing overlays. I had my day 1 overlays where I showed you all the stuff I was doing. And then I had my assignment slide. That's all I did all week. Just kept it simple. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you how to set different things up. And we're going to kind of march through this. So to add an overlay, you just drag and drop it. Now I said show this in current scene. You have 3 options. Show in all my scenes, show in current scene, show as a background. So I'm right here in the all scenes right now. I can double click that and rename it. I can call it YouTube. I can call it whatever, right? The eyeball basically says show and not show. Now that's the JPEG. Good to go. All right. Now let me eyeball that off. Let me show the movie. Follow.mov. Now, as you see here, I just did that little flip in as the animation. Now, right here, this little gray box, I'm gonna move the overlay up so you can see a little bit better, right? So this little gray box right here is a control panel that you will get with every overlay that you add. And when you click the end of it here, you get options. Auto play it, start from the beginning, start from the last location. Now, this is what you do when the animation is finished, because someone asked, how do you stop it from looping? Now, when this one is over, I say do nothing. So once it stops playing, it'll do nothing. It'll just, if I didn't have an animation that animates it off the screen, it's just going to stay on the screen. I can say hide temporarily, which will turn it off real quick. I can say hide and stay, so stay hidden, which means it'll play and then the eyeball will automatically go off. Then I have loop. Now typically, now I can even play it again. So I'll play it again. Now it's going to keep on looping now, right? So those are your different options. I'm gonna go over here to this and I'm gonna hit hide instead. So now when it's done playing, it hides. So let's go back and eyeball it on, play, hide, right? So that's a good thing to do with some of your overlays. If you don't want to animate it off the screen, you can do hide when done. Now you can set all of that up ahead of time and then do all those different things, all right? And so here are the overlays here. Now, while we're here, let's talk a little bit about combining the power of, not necessarily, well, yeah, a little bit of the power of Keynote and the power of Ecamm. I'm gonna go over here to another set of overlays that I showed you guys on the first day, and I'm gonna open up this overlay.png, okay? This is just a basic overlay. Now, if I did lower thirds to go with it, like I'll do here, right? If I did that, okay, that's cool. But say I have a look that I've determined through my brand colors and things like that, through building blocks, and I have a call-in show. So I'll get online and I'm like, hey, this is my great show, blah, 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 blah. Here's my interview link. Jump on screen with me live. And it can be anybody, right? That pretty much can negate any overlays you made with Keynote because the names are kind of glued in. And you don't want to go back to Keynote, type in a new name, resave it, and bring it back. So now we can use some of the power of Ecamm instead of going back and forth with Keynote. So with that, I'm going to add a text overlay. I'm just going to call this Bradley Teaches. And I'm going to make the font size 64. Right, so we have Bradley Teaches. And that's okay. I'm just going to make a basic one. But what I want to do is actually put a background on it. And I'm going to make it a blue background. I'm going to curve the edges a little bit. No border. I'm fine. Okay, so what I'm going to do, instead of saying fixed position, I'm going to say fly in from the left. Then hit save. All right, so eyeball it off. Eyeball it on. Right? Now all I have to do is put it under my overlay.png and it looks kind of dynamic. So let me drag this on top. Okay, so off. See how it kind of slides in from behind it? So I'm using a little bit of the power of Ecamm and a little bit of the power of Keynote, right? But say, okay, I have a guest and I don't know who the guest is. I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to invite David, right? So I'm going to actually copy this. I can hold down on any overlay, hold down Option and drag, and it copies it. Cool, huh? All right. So now I'm going to double click that one and I'm going to say, David. David is my guest. And I'm going to make it another color. And I'm going to fly this one in from the right. Now, I'm not going to go through all the process of splitting my screen and all that kind of stuff. But I'm going to say, okay. And I'm going to eyeball it on. So now let me put mine on the bottom so I can see David's. And I'm going to drag David's over to the right. So now when David comes on screen, his can come in from the right. Now, here's what's cool now about this extra option. So say, for instance, I have all this stuff going on. I got stuff sliding in from the left and from the right. And okay, cool. Let's add a folder to compartmentalize both of these lower thirds. So I'm going to add this folder now. I'm going to call this one guest. And I'm going to drag my two text-based lower thirds into it. So now, when I turn on that folder, everything works together, right? So that's a way to kind of add the power of Keynote and add the power of Ecamm. Let me show you this, all right? Let's go back to Keynote. I'm going to go over here to, I'm going to open this up in Keynote, and let's see. I think I'm going to still be in live demo mode. Okay, that's fine. You can just see everything. So you can see me working in Keynote even on this screen. So I'm going to go here now, and I actually have I'm going to add an effect. This is just a spinning logo. This is how you can really add the power to different things, right? So we're going to add an effect. Make sure that's built in. Hold on. Go here. Spin. Preview. Cool. All right. So I'm going to File, Export to Movie, Self-Playing, 0, and this one is roughly, this is 400 by 400. And Apple ProRes, save. I'm going to call this Spin. All right. Come back over here to me. All right. So here's what's cool. So now I can, here's the Spin movie. I'm going to add it also to that folder. And I'm going to scale it down. I'm going to stop it here. Now we're really adding the power of both applications. Because now we can run a animation from Keynote along with the other stuff. So turn that off. Check this out. Spin, go in. Pretty cool, right? So Those are different ways that you can add the power of both apps and do all those different things. So it's really easy to export as a movie, which I just showed you guys. Apple ProRes 4444 gives you that transparent background, and then you just drag and drop them. Now, you want to go back and look at the video, the live stream that just happened before mine with Anand Fulgens about sorting your files, because any static graphic PNG that you add to Ecamm is in Ecamm. Any video that you add to Ecamm, you need to leave it where it came from, because if you move it, Ecamm might lose it, right? And so you want to really compartmentalize your things and have spaces where you consistently save these transparent MOV files, because if you move them, rename them even in the folder where they came from, Ecamm might lose it because it's attached to where it came from. It's not saved in Ecamm. Your graphics are, but your movies are not. So always watch out for that as you drag things in, and you may want to change it, or you decide to clean up your desktop one day and you move it, or you delete it because you think it's in Ecamm already. It's gone. If you delete it from your desktop or wherever you saved it, Ecamm will lose it if you delete it or move it. All right. Let's see this question here. When you drag the folder over the scene window, you drop the whole folder? When you drag the folder over the scene window. I'm not sure what you mean. Give me a little bit more information about that. Because right here in overlays, it's show in current scene. So this guest folder has stuff in it, right? And it's only in the scene I'm in right now. So if I go to my screen share scene, as you see here, that folder is gone. If I put it up here in all, showing all scenes, then that folder would be available to all my scenes. So hopefully that answers that question if I understood it correctly. Yeah, but you can move the folder to wherever you want. I can say in all scenes. So now it's available in all my scenes. If I move it into current scene only, whatever scene is open that I move into there is the current scene and only place that it will be. All right, let's see if we have any more questions, y'all. Hopefully this is helpful. I know there's a little time delay, so why is the overlay PNG used with the guest lower third? There's no real, let me see what you're asking. Why is the overlay PNG? I just did that to combine the two, just to say that, okay, if you don't want to have a camera overlay per se in Ecamm, because you want to have it as a funky shape or whatever, or you made this overlay in Keynote, you can bring it in and still combine it with things that are native to Ecamm, like these text overlays, like doing animations, right, of stuff flying in, or doing building blocks type things. You can even combine multiple overlays and make multiple overlays do things inside of a folder by activating the folder instead of trying to eyeball on and off a whole series of things, right? You can put a lot of overlays in a folder and activate the folder, which activates multiple overlays at once. So I just wanted to show you that. All right. Let's see what this question is. Does any of these thoughts techniques also work? Yes. Now, PowerPoint is basically just Windows version of Keynote. So you can make graphics in PowerPoint. PowerPoint will not export transparent background movies. It just will not. PowerPoint also will not cut a shape out of a shape, which means being able to make this. Now, you can make lower thirds and things like that in PowerPoint, export the PNG, which is I feel, much too difficult process. But PowerPoint does have a play in window option. I didn't renew my Microsoft account, Office account, so I don't have access to PowerPoint, some of the PowerPoint features, so I won't even open it. But there's a play in window option also in PowerPoint that you can use, like I used with Keynote early on in this session. Canva also has a play slideshow and window type of thing. Well, that's the only way it can play it, right? Because it's web based. So when you play a slideshow live that you made in Canva, it can look like what I just did with Keynote also, and have all the animations and all that stuff live on your screen. So those are options. Does backing up a profile in Ecamm Live also archive? That I don't think so. It may archive the connection, so it knows that this overlay is in my D4 folder. Excuse me, but it's not gonna save spin.move and follow.move into Ecamm. Now overlay.png, because it's a PNG, and other PNG stuff will be in there because that's what Ecamm does. But the videos won't be saved in Ecamm. I think the connection will be saved though. So as long as you don't move those files, you're good. But if you give that profile to somebody else, the connection is broken because they don't have access to your computer folder. What font did I just use? I think it was Impact. It was something basic. Let's go back here. Let's just see. It was Impact. Impact regular, not bold or anything. All right, y'all. Keep the questions coming. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right. So let me know what else you guys would like to see. It was very, unless you have more questions about implementing graphics into Ecamm from Keynote, it literally is that simple. That's why today is set up like today is. I can show you that stuff fairly quickly and really get into the nitty gritty about questions you may have, other things you would like me to build, how to bring other stuff in. So that's what today was for. So if you have questions, even back from day one, ask those questions. Let me know what you're working on, and let's get those things going. All right, let's see. I can open up. Let me just show you how a couple of those things work that we built yesterday. I'll do this. Looks like Paul is saying something about profiles. Please let us know about that, Paul. All right, this is one that I did that was already animated. Yeah, I already animated this one. All right, so I'm going to File, Export to, Movie, and this will be all slides. 0, custom size, 1920 by 1080. That's something you need to watch also because, as I told you before, Keynote auto saves, right? So it's going to auto save your settings even on export. As you saw, that last thing I exported was 400 by 400. It's going to save that size. So always have an attention to detail as you export the different things, because it can kind of throw a monkey wrench in it as you start to do stuff and things are not where you thought they were. That's fine. All right. So we have that. We're going to go back over here to Ecamm, and as you see, I should have a D. That's just a name that I named the file when I was creating it. Let's go back to me. We're going to bring in this call to action buttons. So there we go. Like, comment, subscribe. Pointer comes in, click subscribe. And so that's that call to action, right? And as you see here on the play tab, let me get that drop down. It auto plays, starts from the beginning, and do nothing when it's done. But since I have the animation where everything leaves at the end, it's fine, right? Also, let's do this one. I'm going to go back. Let's go back to Keynote because I want to show you yesterday how an auto loop thing actually works. So let's make a brand new presentation. Oh, I have a presentation back here. Presentation. We're going to do color fill, no fill. And we're going to make a very quick overlay that animates. Remember I told you yesterday about the animated color kind of thing? So let's do that real quick. So we have that. We're going to do a shape. Yes, that was very weird. I don't like big circular corners. Oh, you know my tangent, y'all. Let me show you a tangent here. Okay. So you've seen overlays that have curved edges or straight edges. I always want you guys to be thinking about different things you can create. So even think about stuff like this. Make a overlay that has oddball corners. So like you have two square corners, two rounded corners. That's an option, right? So now I have that. Gonna shift and click all the other green stuff. Go to Format, Shapes and Lines, Unite the Shapes. Now I'm gonna select both of these shapes. Format, Shapes and Lines, Subtract Shapes. Now I've cut this hole out and I got two square corners and two round corners. Just something different, right? All right, now I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna make this one red, make this one green, and leave the last one blue so it'll match the first one. So now I'm going to select all these and I'm going to animate, add an effect. We're going to do dissolve and we're going to make the dissolve go 0.7 seconds. And then with this one not having a transition on it, it's only going to literally last 1 second-ish, right? So now I'm going to File, Export to, Movie, Self-Playing, All Slides, 0, remember that. Export Apple ProRes 4444, save it, and I'm going to call this Over C for over color. Export that. Let's come back here, and we have over C down here. I'm going to drag it in. And I have it going less than a second, so it's going to be moving fast. Those that have issues, sensory issues, I'm sorry about that. So let me go to loop. So now it's going to loop, and I'm going to turn it off, turn it back on. And because the last slide was blue, it continuously loops without a hitch. So because if I had it in with green, and then all of a sudden it snaps back to blue, you would see that snap. And it'd be more obvious if the transition wasn't so fast. But that's a way to make a looping animation that's only about 4 seconds long, but it loops for hours because it's as long as your presentation, as your live broadcast, right? But you have to make sure the last slide matches the first slide. So it gets to that last slide, it only lasts a half a second or a second, jumps back to the first slide, then goes through its progression. So you have to do it that way. And I'm going to turn this off because that's already getting on my nerves. But that's how you make a smooth looping animation. Make sure that last slide or that last bit of animation matches the first bit of animation. and the rotation is smooth. All right, let's see what this question is. Let me make sure I didn't miss any questions. I'm actually going to switch to question mode now. So I'm just going to search for only questions. All right. Let's see. Can you show how to use Keynote graphics? Okay, I already did that. Okay. Is that how you're able to show us how you're working on Keynote with Ecamm? If I wanted to do a tutorial with Ecamm showing Keynote, what system? How? Okay, I'm just doing a screen share, and in Ecamm, so it's kind of weird right now because I'm using live demo mode. But this screen here, I'm doing a screen share of my secondary display. On that secondary display, which is over here, I have Keynote on that screen. So whatever's on that screen, because that's just a monitor. I'm sharing that screen. So whatever's on that screen is going to show up here. If I go to YouTube, if I go to Facebook, it's going to be here because I'm sharing the screen. I just happen to have Keynote on it. So that's how I usually do my tutorials. Put Keynote on that screen, open it up. That's not a play slideshow and window thing. That's just Keynote open on that screen. Oh, I already did that one with Kahoot. All right. What font did I use? Okay, here we go. An older version of Ecamm pre-profiles. What is the easiest way to organize down to different profiles and all these? Okay, what I did before Ecamm had profiles is I made scene folders, right? So here's an old school way of doing profiles. Make a folder, and I can say 4D challenge, right? And then I put all my scenes in here. I can make another one that says Keynote tutorial. I can make another one that says Amazon Live. And I put all my scenes in it, right? And then I just go to that folder. And I go in here and see this little play button right here? So let me just put my me teaching. I'll put that one in the 4D folder. Okay, so this is my 4-day challenge folder, and I hit play on it. It's going to only play the stuff that's in that folder because I can march through those, play all that stuff, do all that. I can have another folder that says Amazon Live. Click the play button on those scenes and play those scenes. And all these other things down here apply because I can play that scene, then go right here, and only the overlays for that scene will show up in that list. It's a little bit more convoluted way, but it's kind of a pseudo profile setup too. So you can do kind of pseudo profiles like that. Let me not delete that scene. I don't know what I don't want to accidentally delete a scene. All right, so hopefully that helps. Can you? Yeah, you can do now what you're seeing here. Let me go back. What you're seeing here is a slide transition, not a object effect, right? Now, I could have actually did all this on one slide and just have something effect in, effect out. So those are options. So let me see if the pulse is an option. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff. So I can move from one. I can do blinds. You got shimmer. Let me see what shimmer looks like. Yeah, I can do that between each of them. So all these things are options, right? You just pick it and then export it with it. So I'm doing slide transitions. I'm not doing object build in, build out. So you can kind of play between the two. Can you show how to use magic move option? Yes, I can. And let me show that question. Thanks for the question. All right. Magic move. So magic move, you basically have a, let's do this. Let me do, because I was just thinking about doing that this week anyway. Thumbs. All right. So say you want to alert people to give you a thumbs up. And I'm only going to do 5 of these. Make a big one. Make a small one. Make one a little bit more big. Leave that the same size. Make a real big one. And that's big enough. All right, whatever. Okay, so this is how you do Magic Move. So here's what's cool about Magic Move. I have these thumbs right now. So, hey, give me a thumbs up if you like what I just said. And I want an animation to play to make you think about that. So I'm going to take all of these icons. Let me look over here in the object list. Because, see, here's the thing about Magic Move also. I'm going to tell you this up front. You cannot have all your items be the same name. It bugs out Magic Move. So if you copy and paste something, make sure you change the name of every item. It doesn't matter what the name is, as long as the things are named different. All right, as long as everything is named different, it doesn't matter. Okay. So this is slide number 1, the master slide. I'm going to move everything off the screen because I want all the thumbs to come through the bottom to the top. So move everything off the screen. Let me go a little bit smaller. Okay. Now here's a little trick I'm going to show you also. Because Magic Move is kind of a fluid style animation, as you noticed, I'm moving everything at a different distance off the bottom of the screen. There's a reason for that, okay? So now, let me make sure I turn the transition off. I'm gonna go to Animate, Change, None, because I want it on None right now. Okay, so I'm copying this slide and pasting it. Has to be the same slide, has to be the same elements. Now I'm gonna go to slide number 2, which is a copy of the first one, and I'm gonna move all the elements to the top of the screen. And as you saw, even with that one I just showed you, I moved it a little bit further over than it was at first. I even crossed the screen with it. This is gonna be fun. Watch this, y'all. Okay, so I moved everything to the top of the screen. Original slide, everything on the bottom. Copy of it, everything on the top. I go back to the original slide and I pick a transition. Add an effect, I'm gonna pick Magic Move. Now watch this. It automatically does the animation for you of whatever changed from the original slide to the copied slide. So even if something was on the left and I drag it to the right and up, Magic Move will automatically do that for me. If I move it side, so it's an automatic style animation. As you also notice, let me preview it again, is that everything moved at a semi-different speed. That's because they're at different spots at the bottom, and I moved them to different levels at the top. And I can even readjust the levels a little bit more. Like if I want that thumb to move quicker, now that thumb has to move from where it was to the top of this screen by the time the rest of those get where they are. So you can keep on adjusting. So see, even if I want that one to be blue, so I'm gonna go to Format, I'll make it blue. And Magic Move will automatically change those things for me. Go back here. Go back to Transition and preview it. And you'll see one of them turning blue as it moves. Pretty cool, huh? All right, so I'll go here, go to File, Export to Movie. Now you can even change the timing on it. Let me show you that. You can change the timing on it, all kinds. You can say ease in, ease out. Cool, right? So Export to Movie, 00, that size, Apple ProRes 4444, save. I'll call it thumb, export, come back to me, turn it off because I don't want it anymore. I'm gonna go back over here to thumb, bring it in. So if you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up. Easy as that. All right. So that's what's cool about Magic Move. It does all that stuff for you automatically. And let me switch off the queue mode right now, see if you guys have any comments. I'll get down to the bottom and come back. All right. Cool, cool, cool. So did you guys like that? Was that cool? If it is, give me a thumbs up. So you can do that kind of stuff with Magic Move very easily. All right. All right, y'all. We got 4 minutes left. And let me see if you guys have any more questions, anything else going on that you want to see. We did Magic Move. We did some basic animations. I showed you guys how to export and bring into Ecamm. Showed you different ways to stack. Showed you ways to combine animations and or static graphics that you created along with Ecamm's built-in animation stuff. So hopefully this has been helpful. Yeah, let me go back to, so here's a question about game show. Let me go find it. Here's a game show here. And let me do share screen. Okay, so let me delete all this other stuff because I don't need that right now. This is just stuff I was working on. Call that being in the lab, y'all. All right, so here's a game show option, right? So let me show you this not edit slide layout. That's not what I want. I want to build order. So what I want to do here, so say for instance, I do this and here's all the answers, right? And what I want to do is, I like this game show better. All right, so here's the game show here. And so as you see here, I have it all set up where I ask the question. Let's preview it. So I ask the question, all the answers come in, and then I show what the right answer is. So down here, the right answer should be on click, which it is, right? So I'm only going to go through one of them. So let's do this. This is slide number 5. I'm going to say play slideshow, and this is slide number 5. So if this was a game show format, now forgive me for not having it the full screen. Well, I guess I can do that. Let me just do that real quick. Make it as realistic as possible. Oh, I keep clicking. There we go. All right, let's turn it off. Let's make this big to fill the screen. Now, let's play this slide. Okay. I can't find the bottom corner. That's why I keep messing up. Is it down there? There we go. There we go. All right, there's the bottom corner. All right. So here's a slideshow. What I would do in this situation, so you can have 4 contestants. So I'll do option, option, option. And I would build this out. I'd have little nameplates and all that stuff like that. I would actually even do these bigger so they would even be touching this on the side. But I'm the host and I have all my contestants here. And I'll say, let me go over here. And I'm going to put my mouse behind one of the pictures so you don't see the arrow. I'm going to say, okay, question number 1 is, oh, let me go back to, there we go. Actually go to Keynote. Question number 1 is, in 17, 18, blah, 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 blah. Here are all the answers. Okay, everybody buzz in with their answers. So player 1 says, oh, it's A. Player 2 says it's B. Da, 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 da. Okay, the correct answer is Blackbeard, right? And so then I could manually give everybody points or whatever else. Now I could have multiple slides, right? That's doing this. Now let me go back out of this mode. And how I have this set up, I always have the right answer identified. So I can copy this slide, make more questions, make whatever. And whatever the right answer is, I just have to make sure that I have a yellow version of that answer. So it can be A, B, C, or D. And so as you see here, I have the question, all the possible answers, and then I have down here the answer thing, right? And so I can say, I want that to be the right answer. So I'll change it to yellow, right? Make a whole slideshow of all of these. And as I'm clicking through, I ask the question, get everybody's answer, show the right answer. Go to next question. And that's how that game show would work. And it's a similar format for all of these. And so this just shows you all the options that could be right. So it's the same thing. I show the question. Yeah, that one is not animated yet. So I show the question, show all the blue answers, and then turn on whatever answer I feel is right as I click through. Pretty cool, huh? All right, so I believe you can only use a playing window with Ecamm Live if you have... No, that's not true. So like right here, right now, I can... Yeah, I'm not gonna get a moire pattern. Let me show you real quick. Let me turn off all these extras. I don't need all the extra ones. So I'm still in live demo mode. Okay, so let me go here. I'm going to make this window small enough to bring it over here on the same window, right? So I'm gonna go to Ecamm, and instead of secondary display, I'm gonna have show. See, these are all the apps I got open. So I can say show the Keynote window, and there it is, right? And so you can do it even if the graphic is on the same window. Now I have to expand this window and all the kind of different stuff like that. So it's more difficult if you have one monitor, but it's not impossible if you have one monitor, right? So yeah, you don't have to have more than one monitor to share a screen on Ecamm. Yeah, all the game show templates, all that stuff is part of the mega bundle / vault when I do release it, because it's everything that I've created over the last 3, 4, 5 years. And then as I add more stuff to it, it grows depending on when you join the vault. That's how that works. All right, so I don't know if you've covered this, but can you build Keynote slides over a green background and then chroma key them into your feed with Ecamm? Okay. Yes, you can. You can't do green screen graphics yet with Ecamm, but you can green screen cameras. So if I played my keynote presentation on my iPad, bring in the iPad as a camera overlay with green elements in it, I can then see through it, right? So it has to be a camera overlay, not a graphic overlay. Hopefully I'm explaining that so you can understand it. So, because I can use my iPad as a camera, I'll just show Keynote on my iPad, have green areas in it, then I can pick those green areas and they'll be transparent as it would be in a camera overlay. So yes, that's possible. Yes, that's a workaround. I'm hoping at some point that green screen graphic overlays are possible. And when that's possible, it's going to be awesome. All right. So, all right. Trying to get to the questions. Are you aware that you can drag a slide from the navigator panel to the desktop, then double click to open a Keynote? Or you can drag a slide. Oh, no, I didn't know that. Let's see. Grab a slide, drag it over here. Okay, cool. All right, double click it. Yeah, just that slide. Okay, I just did it. So I guess you can do it. All right. Drag the slide to your desktop. It makes just that slide a Keynote document. Then you double click that, opens up that slide as its own document. Pretty cool. All right. Learn something new every day. I love learning also. I appreciate that. All right. Let's see. Are you aware that you can? Okay, you already did that. Okay. All right. I'm going to go to Q:. So questions only mode. All right, y'all. I think that's it. Parting is such sweet sorrow, but day 4 is in the books. It has been an awesome 4 days with you guys. I actually do have one more assignment for you all that I have to give you. Oh, that's funny. Forgot I had that on. I do have one more assignment for you all, and it is this. Keep on creating, y'all. Keep on creating. Keep making cool stuff. Keep making animations. Jump in the Discord. Jump in the Ecamm group. Ask your questions. I am more than happy to jump on and answer questions you guys may have. It has been great, y'all. It's been my pleasure. Look for that additional email from Ecamm about the other stuff. I would love to continue working with y'all on different levels, either helping you make graphics through my YouTube channel, which is Bradley Teaches, helping you through your projects by coaching and consulting, doing your projects for you, or I actually have digital products and courses coming out. So please look for that email from Ecamm about ways to continue to connect with me. You can drop by my website, bradleyteaches.com, drop by my YouTube channel, Bradley Teaches, and as I said, look out for that email to stay connected with me, guys. I really appreciate your time. It has been uber awesome to hang out with you all. It's been my pleasure, guys. Thank y'all so much. Y'all keep on creating. See y'all on the flip side. And until next time, I hope there will be a next time where I can jump on and do more trainings with y'all. I am Bradley Teaches, best known as Alana's Papa. Be blessed, be free, y'all. Keep on creating. See y'all next time. Bye-bye. Peace.